Hello to everyone on YouTube. So we're going to do something a little bit different here today. I'm going to show you how to potentially restore the date on a dateless nickel. Now this only works on nickels because of the material. As far as I'm concerned, there's no technology or treatments yet that can allow you to restore the date on silver or things of that nature. So you couldn't do this on like a standing Liberty quarter or something. But also to put that into perspective, standing Liberty quarters, since they're notorious for the date wearing down, if you could restore the date on them, they would lose a lot of their rarity because there would be a lot more of them on the market, even though they would be in altered condition. So this works on nickels. You can do this on buffalo nickels, V nickels, shield nickels, any type of nickel this can work on. It does not work on every single coin. There's a lot of different factors that come into play here. Now, it may be tricky on a dug buffalo nickel because a lot of the corroded nickels, this method does not work on as well. It can, but it's usually not as effective. So first of all, I want to show what I'm using here today. I don't have any elastic gloves on me, so I do recommend, if you're going to be trying this, to wear protective gloves. You don't want to come in contact with it. But anyway, I'm using a product called Nicodate Date Restore. And you can pause it if you want to read that there. You can pick this up on eBay from various coin shops, places like that. I just got mine on eBay a while back. So it's quite simple. You just apply a drop of it onto the date area and it eats into the coin to restore the date area. I want to give you a couple ideas here though, of different stages of nickels I'm going to be trying this on. This one is like completely wiped. You can see there's none of Liberty left, and that's like is almost just about as worn as a buffalo nickel can get. So sometimes on buffalo nickels that are as far gone on that one may not work. I haven't done this in a while. I'll show you the results so you can get an idea. You can see on this coin that there's a little bit of Liberty left there, and the date area is still completely wiped. Now I have one that is just barely a dateless buffalo nickel. You can see here how Liberty's still pretty full. There's still a decent amount of detail on this. If you look down at the date area, there may actually still be some faint traces of it there. And if I had to take a guess from looking at the patterns here, that may actually be a 1927. I'm not going to try to get too close up on it there, but this one should be no problem whatsoever to finish restoring the date on. So coins like this that are nice and clean, that kind of just barely have the date missing. Normally these are quite easy to restore. Now one thing I make sure it doesn't tell you on the instructions, but you can see how buffalo nickels in circulation get those black spots and a lot of tarnish on them. It helps a lot if you wipe that off the date area before you do this to have better success. So I just take like a little rag, which is an old t-shirt in this case, and I just completely wipe the date area so it's clean. So there you go. That's just to show you a couple different buffalo nickels there. I'm going to be trying it on 6 different buffalo nickels and we'll see how it works. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a drop of this on the date area, and then we'll come back. I'm going to leave it sit there for about 10 minutes. I mean, you don't want to leave it on all day, but you want to make sure it has enough time too. It's hard to go back. I mean, once you rinse it off, normally that's in the state it's going to stay in. Like if you put it on for a minute, wipe it off and put it back on, you don't quite get the same results. So I usually just leave it on there for 10-15 minutes, forget about it, go back and then rinse them off. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I do this. Now, so what some people do is they will apply this product over the entire surface of the coin to give it the same look, but then it's going to give it like a really granular look to it, which I don't like doing. It's all personal preference. But you don't even need to, you don't squeeze a full drop on. You'll see what I do in a second. You just kind of push it out of the tube and place it on. Now if you do too big of a blob, it'll take up even a lot more over the date area, and it does alter the surface of the coin obviously. So there's really a kind of an ugly mark when you're done if you make too big of a blob. So you'll see I try to put enough acid on so that it covers pretty much this like circular sort of curve around the date area and doesn't go up any higher than that. And one of the things you can also do is Like this one, you can tell that if there was a mint mark, it's pretty much wiped on this, but this can be lucrative if you restore the dates on Buffalo nickels that have DNS mint marks, because generally they're the older ones and a little more rare. I've already restored dates on dateless V nickels that were key dates, like the 1885 V nickel. I restored one that, you know, I picked up in junk condition in some bigger estate lots of unsearched coins and things like that, and you take a coin that's worthless and turn it into $150. So there's a lot of potential to do this, you know, if you have the time. But anyway, I'm just gonna get around here and kind of show you how I put it on. You can see there, now that one for my first one, that was pretty big of a blob. That's probably going to go over the date area. You can see you don't really need that much. Yeah, I just come from the side behind the date and kind of push it over. Same with that one. I haven't done this in a while. Actually, I'm going to wipe off the end of this here. And if you put this on a towel or anything, make sure you don't want to use it because it will stain it yellow permanently. Let's go ahead and do this one here and just get a little dab there. Now that one was a lot better. You can see how it's going to expand once you put it on. I like to use as little as possible. So this one, we'll put another little drop right there. You want to make sure you put enough on though, because if it doesn't cover the whole date area, it's not going to do the purpose you want it to. I use the tip of it sometimes and kind of wiggle it around to make sure it's covering the whole thing. You just pretty much have to experiment with it. I mean, dateless Buffalo nickels are, you know, not really even worth 50 cents a piece anyway, so you're not really losing out on anything if you do it wrong. Okay, so there you go. I got 6 of them there with a nickel date on it, and I'm just going to let them sit there for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to go rinse them off, and I'll go and I'll show you the results. Stay tuned. Okay, it's only been about a minute, and I can actually already see the dates on most of them under the liquid. So I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but just in case it does, I want to see if you can see the dates under here. I'm pretty sure it might not show up on camera, but I probably won't be able to tell until I upload the video. So I'll just go ahead and show. And there's the one that I said it would be easy to restore the date on because it was almost there. It's going to be a 1917. Now, when you restore the dates in the Buffalo nickels, most of them turn out to be teens, coins from the teens or the early 20s, because those are the ones that were worn down the most, the ones that were in circulation the longest. So it is worth restoring the date on them, especially if you have ones that have a DRS mint mark. But there's a look at them there. I'm actually going to go ahead and rinse this off now. It looks like it's already done about what it's supposed to do. You just kind of have to look at them, you know, as you go. Most of the time, you know, if you leave it on for between 5 and 10 minutes, it should be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse these off, and I'm going to show you the results. Okay, so we're all finished there, and I hope you can see from this far shot how it alters the surface. You see how it turns this sort of pale white color. There's nothing you can do about that. Obviously, you're using acid to restore the date on it, so that's what you get after you put it on. And sometimes it'll be, and like I said, you can do that to the entire coin, but then the whole coin has a granular look. But some people don't like the fact that you just have this discolored blob on the nickel. So it's really up to you, but you would obviously use a lot more of the product to cover the whole surface of the coin, so I personally don't like to do it. But anyway, here's the original three nickels we had. It did restored the date on this one, even on, let's get the light up here a little closer. Even on the worst one, it did a great job. You can see it on there, 1920. Now, you can do this to restore the mint mark. If it's really worn down around the bottom of the rim here where the mint mark is, you can do that as well if you want to. I've tried that before. It's a lot easier to do in the date area though. So we had a good success on these ones. You got a 1920, the one that was a little bit warm. You can see nice, bold 1918 on that one. Once again, you can see the bubble of where the acid was applied. So that's why I try to use as little as possible. You can see on that one, you know, I put too much on it and it comes the whole way up to here. So after you get used to it, you kind of get a feel for how much of a drop to put on there. There was the one that almost had the date visible to start with, and it was kind of a little bit visible, but now it's a really bold 1917. So there you go, that one turned out really nice. And then a couple of the other ones. That one's 1917. Now that one's didn't turn out as clear, but you can definitely see it on there. I guess there's some variables that, for unforeseen reasons, certain ones turn out different. I couldn't tell you all the reasoning for that. But all I know is the nickels that are very clean do turn out a lot better. There's another one there. That's a 1920. That's the newest one. As I said before I put the acid on, that usually the ones that you restore are from the teens or the early 20s, as they were in circulation long enough to have the date worn off of them. And this was a great one as well. It's not as clear on there, but this is the first year issue of the Buffalo nickels that we restored on there. It is in 1913. So we got 6 different Buffalo nickels once the dates were all restored, ranging from 1913 to 1920. So a lot of success on this batch. And as you can see on that one, that's probably the best one there as far as clarity on the date area. I'll even see if I can try to zoom that in a little bit more there. There you go. So there you have it. Thanks guys for watching the video. Please comment if you like this and you want to see more videos like this. I can do them. Now that it's getting closer to winter and we're getting a lot more rain and colder temps, I have more time to do videos such as these. So if you have any questions also, just comment below and I'll try to get to them. Thanks for watching. Take care.